Volkswagen Atlas 2017 Review. The Volkswagen Atlas SUV might come to Europe, but can it offer Britons anything more than 7-seat practicality? Verdict: 4-star. Volkswagen's new US-market Atlas ticks all the right boxes: acres of space, flexible seating, and a ride that won't make the kids sick. The huge SUV handles well considering its size, though the slightly lethargic 6-cylinder engine struggles with the Atlas's 2-ton curb weight. VW says it could bring the Atlas to Europe, though a right-hand drive version is a long shot for now. The Volkswagen Atlas is a supersized 7-seat SUV designed for, and built in, America. Volkswagen exec Dr. Elmer Marius Lickertz told Auto Express last year that excess production capacity at the Chattanooga, Tennessee plant could bring the Atlas to Europe, though a right-hand drive version for the UK is unlikely. Even if the Atlas were to make it here, would we want it? We traveled to Texas for a test drive. The Atlas is over 5 meters long and nearly 2 meters wide, slightly smaller than an Audi Q7, and yet aside from the sheer size, the styling doesn't make much of a splash. The crease that runs over the wheel arches and through the doors feels like a half-hearted, and ultimately doomed, effort to endow the Atlas with some character, though one could argue that the Atlas' subdued appearance is a good fit for conservative American buyers. Inside, the Atlas dash and doors are adorned with wood and brushed metal trim. Volkswagen rarely makes such attempts at warmth, and it's obvious they haven't had much practice. The dashboard layout is what we expect, a sensible, and, to current VW owners, utterly familiar, control layout dressed in plastics and fabrics that feel substantial, if a bit drab. Top-of-the-range Cell premium models get Volkswagen's new digital cockpit dials, which replaces traditional analog gauges with an LCD screen showing everything from speed and revs to maps and trip info. It's the same system found on top-of-the-range Golfs, and not too dissimilar to the setup that debuted on the Audi TT a few years ago. When it comes to seating and functionality, the Atlas is spot on. The Atlas's third row is roomy enough for 2 adults to sit comfortably, something that many of its US-market rivals, and most of the smaller 7-seaters sold in Britain, can't claim. Access is easy thanks to second-row seats that slide far forward, even with a child seat strapped in. The third-row headrests can be dropped down level with the seat backs, providing an unobstructed view to the rear when the seats are deployed. And there's little reason to fold them down when they aren't in use, as there's adequate boot space behind them for shopping and small suitcases. The roomy middle row seats recline and can be adjusted fore and aft. A 3-place bench is standard, with individual bucket seats or captain's chairs in American marketing parlance as an extra cost option. They reduce seating capacity to 6, but ease the problem of warring siblings. Both back rows split, 50/50ths for the third row and 60/40ths for the second row bench, and fold down flat with a minimum of fuss. Engine choices include a 235 bhp 2.0 4-cylinder turbo and a 276 bhp 3.6-liter V6. For the US market, diesels are out of the question, as are manual gearboxes. Both engines are paired with an 8-speed automatic. VW only had V6-powered Atlases for us to sample on the launch event, and while the front-wheel drive version felt quick enough, the all-wheel drive model, which adds 75 kilograms to the car's already hefty curb weight, struggled when we asked for quick overtakes. We have our concerns about the 2.0 tons, though they may well be unfounded, as it should reduce weight slightly and it very nearly matches the bigger engine for in-gear torque. It's only going to be made available in the US with front-wheel drive, but for many buyers that's unlikely to matter. Fuel economy and emissions are yet to be confirmed for either model, but estimates for the V6-powered Atlas equates to just 2.3 mpg for the 4-wheel drive car and a barely improved 2.4 mpg for the front-driven model. It's here that the 4-cylinder version will likely prove its worth. The Atlas's steering feels lighter than we expected, but it responds sharply enough. The suspension is set up for a pillow-soft ride, though the Atlas grips respectably well and stays composed in the turns. We noted quite a bit of road noise, though the coarse Texan roads were partially to blame. The Atlas competes against other large SUVs not available in the UK, including the Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, and Chevrolet Traverse. And there's a reason those vehicles aren't sold here. They're too big and thirsty for the average British family. We're impressed by the Atlas, but it was clearly designed with Americans, not Britons, in mind. Key specs. Price, $50,040, £39,021. Engine, 3.6-liter 6-cylinder petrol. Power/torque, 276 bhp/361 Nm. Transmission, 8-speed auto, all-wheel drive. 0 to 62 miles per hour, N/E. Top speed, N/E. Fuel economy, 22.8 mpg. CO2, N/E. On sale, now, US,